I'd like to show you how quickly and easily you can fit the SomnoGuard SPX. You'll need some equipment. The instructions, which are in the box. The SPX in its 3 bags marked A, B and C, some scissors, disposable gloves, any will do, but I think nitrile ones are best, 2 small bowls, metal or ceramic, but not plastic. They need to be at least 10 cm diameter at the base, a mirror, a timer, something to heat the water, a kettle or saucepan, forceps, pointed tweezers or pliers, and side cutters. A small file or emery board will also be useful. You will find our fitting timeline invaluable. It shows the start time for each operation when your timer is running continuously. It saves you from having to stop and reset your timer for each operation. You can download this document from our website www.britishsnoring.co.uk as a chart or as an audio file to prompt you while you're fitting your device. First, move your lower jaw forward as far as possible, then relax. Do this a few times, and looking in a mirror, observe the position of the lower front teeth in relation to the upper front teeth when your lower jaw is fully forward. Thoroughly clean your teeth and the spaces between them. It is important to stress that the white thermoplastic impression material used in this device is completely different to all other SomnoGuards. Even if you have previous experience of fitting SomnoGuards, you should be very careful to follow these instructions because the technique is not the same. It is extremely easy to get an excellent grip with the SPX, and it is unnecessary to press too hard to achieve it. Furthermore, the SPX is designed to be retained principally on the back teeth. If you're unsure whether your teeth and gums are healthy, or if your bite is unusual, you should have a dental checkup before you proceed. I would urge you to read the instruction leaflet before opening any of the sealed bags, paying particular attention to the contraindications and possible side effects. Because you can only return parts that have not been opened, you should only open bag A at this time. Using the mirror, check whether the oral tray in bag A as supplied matches your dental arches. If not, the width can be altered after heating in hot water. Fill one bowl with very cold water and the other with freshly boiled water. With the hard outer tray facing downwards, put the tray from bag A in the hot water bowl for about 20 seconds. Don't let the white thermoplastic material get stuck on the bowl. Use the forceps to grab one of the fixation knobs and take the tray out of the water. Allow it to cool down in the air for about 15 seconds while carefully shaking off excess water. Moisten your gloves with water and make sure that the material won't burn you when you put it in your mouth. With the front of your front teeth pressed against the white material, press the bottom of the tray from the front to the rear against the upper teeth using your thumbs and forefingers. Keep the tray in place and with your finger gently press the white material against the front and back of your teeth at the outer and inner wall of the tray. Clench your teeth and keep the upper and lower jaw closed for about 15 seconds. Open your mouth and once again gently press the white material at the outer and inner wall of the tray against the teeth. Keep the upper and lower jaw closed for about 90 seconds while you swallow and gently press the white material with your tongue against the inner wall. Grabbing all 4 fixation knobs, carefully Remove the tray from the mouth with a single vertical movement. Let the tray cool down in the bowl filled with cold water for about 20 seconds to harden the material. Place the tray on the teeth and check its fit. If the tray doesn't fit perfectly, the fitting process can be repeated. After reheating, the white material will return almost to its original form. You can start the whole process from scratch, or heat only the section of the device that needs to be modified. My top tip is to sip boiled water until it is cool enough to hold in the mouth without causing pain. Then carry on as before. Be patient. It takes a few minutes for the water to be cool enough to use. Don't forget to be very careful removing the device from the teeth when it is still warm. Otherwise you may spoil the perfect impressions you have just made. Empty the hot water bowl, bring fresh water to the boil and pour it into the bowl. The cold water bath can still be used. You should not progress to fitting the lower tray until you are completely happy with the fit of the upper tray. Leave the upper tray on the teeth while fitting the lower tray. Mould the second tray in exactly the same way as the first. When placing the heated lower tray on the lower teeth, make sure that the line marks of the upper and lower tray form a vertical line. If necessary, the width of the tray can be altered. Place the tray on the teeth and check its fit. If the tray doesn't fit perfectly, the fitting process can be repeated. Open bag C. The package includes two connectors with a tapered hole on either end. One end of each connector is bent, the other end is straight. Each hole is narrower on one side than the other. Attach the bent end with the narrow opening to the front fixation knob of the upper tray. The bent side should now be facing the tray. Then attach the straight end with the narrow opening to the rear fixation knob of the lower tray. The four fixation knobs that are not needed for attaching the connectors can be removed with the side cutter. Rough edges can be smoothed with the emery board if necessary. The extent of the lower jaw advancement depends upon the length of the connectors. The shorter the connectors, the larger the lower jaw advancement. Both connectors have a spindle screw in the center. The length of the connectors can be altered by turning the screws with the spanner. The lower jaw advancement is largest when the screws are screwed in completely. Always turn the two screws evenly and symmetrically to ensure that the connectors are of equal length. Temporomandibular joint disorder might occur with an asymmetric adjustment. You can now put the fitted appliance in your mouth and check its fit. If you feel that the device is pulling more to one side than the other, check that the spindle screws have been adjusted equally. If the device is pulling more on one side than the other, you can alter the adjustment of one of the spindle screws to compensate. This adjustment should reflect the relative position of your lower jaw to your upper jaw when protruded, which you will have observed before you started the fitting process. Special connectors are available for those who require even more advancement than the 6.5 mm that can be achieved with the standard connectors provided.